I know it's been a long while since I've done a video. I don't really have the greatest explanation for it. I just haven't gotten around to making any more. Apologize for that. I've also been mostly involved in things that aren't really the main focus of the channel, at least originally. Mostly early 1920s and 1930s electric clocks of both the digital and traditional analog varieties. So yeah, I just haven't really been recording anything. But today I have a special treat from Peter, aka Insidiousnixies, via my friend Jim O. Now, when Jim told me that Peter wanted to send me something, I thought it was something small, so I just suggested he, send it to Jim, and Jim could forward me whatever the little thing was. I did not expect it to be a giant box. See, here's the lid of that box there with a bunch of postage stamps from Australia. Quite a few of them. Thank you very much, Peter, and Jim as well, for sending that along. Now, let's see what we've got in here. First, a little thing. This is from Jim. Oh, and it's two of those IV-18 breakout boards he had mentioned to me. I've got two of those tubes. I got in a lot of other tubes, so I might build a little multiplex to clock with that at some point. I'll try to keep this video from getting too long. We'll see. It's a big box, though. And a little fan. Peter had mentioned sending these out to people as little aids for blowing away the fumes from soldering. Thanks. Ah, nice. Here are 4 of those N14 modules that Jim had explored on his channel. Definitely happy to get some of these. They can make for a nice clock. Help Too Bright. Let's see what this is. Ooh, look at that. It's a little N9 Numatron tube clock. Those are Soviet Numatron tubes. I'm guessing by too bright he means they light up too brightly. That can perhaps be adjusted. We'll see. I have noticed that some Numatron clocks run them at 5 volts, which is generally the absolute max rating for these tubes, and it really shortens their lives. I don't mean just the N3s specifically. I mean Numatron tubes in general were designed to run off of 5 volts, so they can be driven by a TTL logic. But usually you'll see them with a dropping diode or two to cut that voltage down and extend their life. They're getting pretty expensive, especially the larger tubes. So you don't want to burn them harder than you need to. Alright. This says works or parts. Let's see what this is. Yeah. It looks like an N18 tube Nixie clock. Constructed in 2 layers. I think I've seen this model before. Yeah, I think I have. It's got a pair of driver chips here. These are 74141 equivalents, also Soviet made. That's my chiming clock there. It's noon here now. Anyway, yeah, so it's a multiplex setup with 2 driver chips driving 3 tubes each, so that should reduce the flickering. Looks like a pretty nice clock. Have to figure out how to power it up. I do have some in-18 tubes I could try in there. Ah, nice, more of those displays. A little loose in that one. These displays are modular, so since I now have 8 of them, I can take off these end plates and join them together. Then I'll have 8 digits in a row, and I could hook up a clock such that it'll be 2 digits for the hours, 2 for the minutes, and 2 for the seconds with a gap in between. I guess I'll see which ones work and which ones don't. Maybe all of them work, or maybe one of them is broken like Jim ran into, so I'll put those in the empty spaces, and I can make a pretty cool clock out of this, I think. These are surprisingly recently made too. Look at those date stamps. 491 and looks like 1190. So that's really right at the end of the Soviet Union. It's kind of crazy they were still making and using Nixie tubes at that point, but these are actually far from the first Nixie tubes I've seen dated in the late 80s and even early 90s. So thank you again. Got an adapter here. I could use it with a adapter. Probably for that in-18 Nixie clock. We'll see. I have to check what the power requirements are for that. A Speckenziel Labs clock. Looks like a kit. Yep, it is a kit. Looks like it's based around a microcontroller with some driver ICs, and here are those big matrix displays. Should be something interesting to put together. Yeah, there's all the cabinet parts in the PCB. That in there. Awesome. Thank you. I've got a box in here. It's got a Insidiousnixies full name on it, so I don't want to show the whole box, but it's a Cyclops Mark II single-digit Nixie clock by Mr. Nixie. And Mr. Nixie is actually the one who made this awesome in-18 Nixie clock, which I currently have unplugged, but it's a very nice clock. I've shown this in 2 previous videos. Let's take a quick look inside the box. Got a power cord, the base, so I guess it is the unassembled version, and got the PCB in there. It's also a nice gold-plated one, just like the other kit was. It's the adapter. It's a 120-volt adapter, so I guess it was made for the US market. That's convenient. And then here's the rest of it, I guess. Probably the tube in there. Yep. There's the in-18 tube and the dome. I wonder if it's real glass too. I think it might be. Or maybe it's plastic. But that's fine too. Awesome. Slide that back in there. I'll definitely build this one. I mean, that's a cool clock. Thank you very much. It's a nice gift. I think we have reached the end. Yes. That is it. So, thank you for watching, and definitely going to see some of this stuff in the future. Can't say exactly when, but I will try to make use of this stuff. Some very cool Nixie and Nixie related items. So big thanks to Peter from Insidiousnixies and Jim of Jimmo415. Those are their YouTube channels. Thanks for watching.